Oh my goodness. Okay, now I see how this works. If you put up a time and you show up late, got some messages here in the chat. Thank you, delightful Dawn, that you were polite, patiently waiting. And if you see this in the replay, I appreciate you. But today has been it's been Mondaying. It's been Mondaying, and I okay. First, let me do my intro here. Today, oh, let me put my ticker on too, and some music or something. Let me get myself together. Okay, let me do that. Um, okay, we got vibes here. Um, oh, you know what? Let's match the thumbnail. Get some hot pink color up in here. Okay. And what else do we want to do? Besides those changes we just made here, I'm gonna put the banner up because today is day 5 of 90 that I've gone consecutively live. Not the banner, the ticker. Right, we're here live on day 5 out of 90. Can I get some applause? I don't have an applause thing. I'm trying to clap myself. So let me figure out how I turn this music down. Okay, let's see what this sounds like if I do that. Yeah, we're gonna change the vibe a little bit here because today, like I said, has been Mondaying. I need to also put on my do not disturb. And can you hear my neighbors? Because I can, and everyone's quite loud out there right now. So today has been Mondaying, so hence why I'm late. But I showed up eventually, apparently. And the thing I've been thinking about today is I have been receiving I've been fed a lot of content on through all my algorithms about all these different relationship things, and it kind of dawned on me that it feels like I'm being fed a lot of information about like romantic relationships and just not as much information about some of the other relationships that are important in our life and important to actually curate and be really thoughtful about how we engage with them. And it made me think of specifically my relationship with money and how I deemed the accumulation of wealth. That's what's been on my mind today. Now, today, being April 8th, was a solar eclipse in the United States, and apparently it was like a once in a lifetime moment. And there were some things trending on uh, the app formerly known as Twitter. I don't know what else you call it, now known as X, about today possibly being the rapture. I don't even mean to laugh at that, but like people, okay, people. But if it was, hey, who I've been is who I've been. I'd have to deal with the consequences, whatever those may be, or the rewards. But at any rate, it made me think a lot about, the life we're living. And it wasn't all just that. It was, I was in Coach Sherry's live last night, and we were talking about the book Rethink by Adam Grant. And yeah, it just had me lately in life has had me rethinking a lot of things and just rethinking. The other thing that brought me to it today was rethinking my relationship with time. Like one of the things on my channel is like a hustle slash, the banner says hustle slash happiness. And when I originally put that like 5 years ago, I was fine with that because the hustle part, like, yeah, did I work a lot? Did I do I work a lot? Like, yeah, but I enjoy it, so it's not work. Like, it is literally a vocation. Um, so I didn't necessarily shy away from the hustle, but I definitely got to a point where I felt like I was burnt out. But then when I hit that wall, I was like, oh, how do I solve this problem? When you think about it, and part of that is because I've continued to over the course of time curate my relationship with myself, to like check in with myself and see how am I feeling about where we're at right now. And today I noticed recently my relationship with time is changing too, and even how I define that hustle and happiness. And I found myself renegotiating time with others, or like deadlines in ways that allow me to better prioritize my work and when and how I work best. And I don't know, I'm still in a place where I'm exchanging time for money. Uh, Hi, Brianna. Thank you for coming by. So, it makes sense that I have to think about my relationship with time. But ultimately, Brianna, I'm talking about this. One of the things that made me think about this and about our relationship with time, money, and ourselves, and how that really determines how rich our life is. This particular TikTok. I'm going to show it real quick and see if it resonates. Okay, here we go. All right, I'll give it the whole thing. Okay, now before he even said that, like, just reaction to it, I was like, that sounds awesome. I'm like, oh, that sounds like my life right now. Like, and I said to myself, like, oh, I'm rich AF. And then she reacted. Okay. And here it continues. All right, so that was that. Oh, you couldn't hear it? Darn it. Now I got to figure out how I do that. Hold on. It says I can hear it, Brianna, but I'm like, you wouldn't write I can hear it. Or maybe you would. Be like, I can't hear it. All right, maybe I just need to turn it up. Hold on. Let me try that. Okay. I'm gonna try again. It's only 50 seconds. So, oop. All right, here we go. Let me try one more time. All right, if you can hear it, give me a emoji reaction. Nope, you still can't hear it? What on earth am I doing wrong with this thing? All right, let's stop that sharing. Okay. Well, we're just going to move on then, because here is the basic gist, right? The basic gist of the video was when he was asking her, if God told you, I'm going to give you everything you need in life. You're going to be surrounded by people that you love and that love you. You're going to pray, have fun, and most of your needs are going to be met. You're not going to want for anything. You're just never going to be wealthy. Would you take it? And she replies like, "Oh yeah, that sounds dope." And he was like, "Yeah, most of us have that right now, but that's not. But we don't necessarily consider ourselves wealthy." And that, primarily we're often focused on what we want, even though what we need, we have all those needs met. And for some of those things, we have them in abundance, right? That we have community through family, and have a loving family that pours into us. Like, everybody doesn't necessarily have that. So in many ways, like, each of us are already really wealthy. We just don't necessarily think about our relationships with those things. So I've been thinking more about the places where I could potentially feel some sort of scarcity, and what are some ways I might change my relationship with those things in order to feel, yeah, more wealthy. That's really what it came down to. So this is what I came up with, at least for today, in live stream number 5 out of 90. And if y'all have some recommendations, feel free to put those in the chat too. Ooh, thanks, Dawn, because I always forget to ask people to do that. So thumbs up the live. And also, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please do. All right, so I made it quick. It's only 5 tips, okay? It's not even a whole lot, because, we just got to start small here. But at least start, okay? So here are 5 tips to curate a better relationship with time, money, and yourself. So some things to try. I haven't tried any of those things. I thought about these things because I want to use them. This is things that'll help me too. You know what they say? You teach what you need to learn. So here's one of the things that one might do. Wait, hold on. I think this is the right presentation. I don't even think this is the right presentation. Let's see. Oh, no, it is. Wrong tip number 1, though. This is tip number 1. That was the tip number 1 from the default template. We're not using that. Although, if you can delegate, figuring out whom to delegate what and when to is a very good tool for your relationship with time. That's something I certainly had to work on um, over time to just get better at. But it's not always true that, oh, I can just do it myself. Sometimes just doing it yourself is not the answer. And especially if you are tasked with leading a team, sometimes just doing it yourself is hindering those that are working with you from growth. But that's not what we're here to talk about right now. We're here to talk about how one way to improve your relationship with the money is not just to track your expenses, right? You're going to hear that in people's recommendations about budgeting and saving. Hey, Trish. Um, but to track, then look at it and see how that relates to your values, though. Like, are you spending money on the things that are actually important to you, or just like wasting them on anything? Are you saving for things that you value, like if that's time for yourself, or if you value exploring new places, are you actually saving for to be able to explore new places? And investing in yourself and time with yourself. Like, aim for experiences that add value to your life. And so maybe one way to track your values over your expenses is, instead of restricting yourself, which those can add value too when you have some no spend days, but perhaps you're going to reward yourself with mindful spend days where you're prioritizing the experiences over some of the things that are just stuff. Hi, Marlene. Marlene saying hello to everyone in the chat. All right, so tip number 2, shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. Now, this is apparently you have to tell people when you use AI and stuff now. And so, yes, I used AI to create this image in the middle. And the prompt that I put in was Rich B. This is what they gave me. But to shift your focus from scarcity to abundance, right? We talked about the budgeting in the first part, and maybe you're also budgeting specifically for things you value. But instead of just budgeting, maybe you keep a gratitude journal of the things that money has allowed you to have and has done for you. And that can start really small. Like, I really appreciate that money allows me to have working electricity and interwebs to be able to have this conversation with you. Thank you, money. Or you could use that same journal, like take inventory of the 3 things you're grateful for each week for a month and just see how your perspective changes. Like when you are thinking, oh, I don't have so much, if you actually take inventory of the things that you do have, you will realize how rich you truly are. Like, I can actually think about things like self actualization because my basic needs, like food, clothing, and shelter, are all met. That in itself automatically makes me richer than a lot of people around the globe because I have access to running water that I don't have to go find. Like, I don't mean fine, but hell, in some places fine, but I don't have to go, I don't have to walk, I don't have to carry it. Like, so it helps to shift the mindset when you're thinking about all of the richness that you do have. Child, I did these numbers in all types of orders. I don't even know about this when how this got to be number 4 because it should be number 3. But set priorities based on your values, and this is a great example, right? Because one of the things I value most is lifelong learning, and I really focused on progress over perfection, right? So there is an old me that might have been really upset that there's a typo in this. There is a current me that is like, oh, we just focusing on growth here. And so I'll fix it in post. If I ever repost this, I'll take this part out and edit it. And that is setting my priorities based on values and accepting my perfectly imperfect schedule. So, one thing I had to accept to also change my relationship with time, and the thing that I mentioned earlier, is not trying to book like every single minute of the day. Thank you, Dawn. um, and not feeling like I had to have every single minute of the day booked with something to um feel productive, and also baking in some of the time I needed to, like, everything that you're trying to get done requires maybe prep time, research, follow things you have to do, aftercare, and so actually scheduling some of those things, like scheduling time to finish my meeting notes after the meeting and at least blocking that off on my calendar so nobody else tries to take that time, scheduling time for meeting prep that legitimately says that's what it's for. The last one where I put were for processing time. This ain't for everybody, but I'm gonna tell you, this has really helped me in terms of being able to sometimes, I don't like to push my emotions down. I like to meet them, greet them, see what kind of information that they have for me. But sometimes it ain't time for that because you just got to get stuff done. So when I know maybe I need a good cry, but I have a full schedule, I might very well just put that on my calendar. This is the time I'm going to go ahead and cry. I'm going to do that later today. At least I know I have it available to me. It's a trick that I've used for me. I ain't telling you how to do it. I'm just telling you a story. It helps me. Marlene has a great example. Put relaxation on your schedule. That is another great way to think about your relationship with time and yourself. Brianna, you got to do what you got to do. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where like let's say right now, where you are live, you presenting something or whatever, somebody texts you with bad news, and like you got to keep the face on because I do not have the time right now to deal with that. I'm gonna have to process that later because I'm training 100 people right now. I don't know. It happens. Either way, try out options until you find out what works best for you. Because maybe for you, it doesn't work to schedule time for crying. Maybe that don't work for you, but try it and test it out. Again, progress over perfection. But yes, I am with you, Marlene. I will schedule time for my meltdowns because otherwise I don't want my meltdowns to show up some other place that I didn't schedule them for. So if I just try to ignore them, they might show up in another place that I don't want them to be. So I have to make sure I get the information out of those that the meltdown. Now, here's the thing. I am a firm believer that emotions are not facts, but what they are is data. It is still information. And so I don't think it should be ignored. It should be evaluated. What information is here for me? Oh, Dawn, you're about to have met Dawn right now. I'm sorry. But if you need to, do what you got to do. You, one, are amongst friends and family here. You also said you were about to get in the shower. So if you cry in the shower, nobody can see your tears. And Marlene, that's a great example too of like if you have the ability and can afford to schedule mental health days to just cry because you need to, do what you got to do. Mental health is just like any other aspect of health. So if that is a sick day for you, that's a sick day for you. I will not bring it up anywhere else, Dawn. I will also make sure to not have this replay here. Play here. I don't think I leave the replay of the chat on. I don't even think I know how to do that anymore because I don't know how the YouTubes work. But Dawn, know that you are not alone. And that's kind of the thing that led me to even this topic because of my own meltdown and having to manage through my own relationship with time and how it like I'm not 20 anymore. I don't know if y'all know. So I have do I have more life behind me than I do in front of me? I might. I just might. I might. Oh shit, I really might. But anyway, um but I'm sorry, y'all. I had some dead air because I'm trying to read read the chat. All right, that this definitely we want to put this quote up. Have that show. Why? Thank you, thank you. Yes, take your shower, Dawn, and then come back. 32. You definitely have more life in front of you than you do behind you. It is. It's only beginning. Believe me. It seriously only gets better from here, though. I really do firmly believe that. Um, Marlene, who are you talking about? Y'all are young bucks. I am a woman of a certain age. Again, like I've said this before. And I don't know how you all define a woman of a certain age, but I know how I do it. You can tell me in the chat and then we'll agree or not. Let's see if it's defined the same way. All right, we're going to go with number 5, though. And because I feel like we've talked about this a lot then. So is to celebrate your growth, not just your achievements. It's not just about the destination, but the journey. And one way of like celebrating your growth or having a gratitude for your personal growth. So did you overcome fear, learn a new skill? I'm still trying to learn a new skill right now, and I am celebrating the fact that I am being willing to show up, yeah, imperfectly, and just figure it out each step of the way. But this gratitude list for your personal growth could be something as simple like, oh, normally if that happened in the past, like I would have cussed that person out. I didn't now. Like that's I gotta find my favorite meme from Insecure. Like, you know what that is? Growth. Okay, Marley, we're gonna have to have that phone call. I haven't decided because I'm on the fence. There's actually this video that I really want to react to. Um, which I would have to go all in on being a certain age in order to react to it. That's your personal growth. I find that so hard to believe that you would ever cuss anybody out. I feel like, well, you know what? I feel like you would do a good Southern cuss out, like, oh, bless your heart. Which, if you were from below the Mason Dixon, and somebody ever says "bless your heart" to you, clutch your pearls. They okay. You should just know. Um, but one of mine for personal growth that I definitely acknowledged is like I'm so glad that it was the 2020 me that had to go through the panorama, because the me before that, I don't know if she would have made it. Yeah, yeah, I really don't know if she would have made it. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, that I could see, that I could definitely see. I feel like a Jamaican cuss out. Well, this is for me, which I don't know why it's still this way, even after all these years and the number of Jamaican friends that I have. But I'll still be like, it'll take me a minute to realize, wait, what is? Oh man, like one of my favorite songs I loved for decades until I knew that it was a song about a hate crime, essentially. And I'm like, wait, what? That's what they're singing about? I know you lying. And so I could, yeah, I could definitely see that. And I could just see you just, walking away all nice. Like, and the person just sitting there stunned, like, did you, what, did, yes, respect. Let me not do my really bad Jamaican accent because I don't want to disrespect anybody. Wait, hold on. Let me think. Because I feel like I was just, I feel like I was recently served something that was talking about what Murder She Wrote was really about, and I had to click off because like all my childhood songs and stuff were being ruined. Don't tell me again. Is it a smortion? It's not a smortion, is it? I can't remember. I knew I didn't think it was about Angela Lansbury or nothing, but I don't know. But that wasn't the song, Marlene. I can't sing the song because I feel so bad now. That's as best as I'm gonna do. That's the best I can do because I feel horrible singing that song. All right, how long have I been on here? Oh, I've been on here 29 minutes because um it is y'all know my commitment for the days was 30 minutes. And my mama called while I was on here, and I really don't. But one thing, because let me tell you something. If there's somebody who's going to watch my videos, it's my mama. Like, she watches literally every single piece of content I put out anywhere and gives me feedback. And I feel so, so loved because of it, and grateful. And so that's why I have to hurry up and hang up with y'all. And call her back. But if you try, it's not that I'm trying to get off on. It's that one, I'm trying to acknowledge that I did my thing. Because really, today was like, I gotta check it off. I literally just got out of a meeting, came straight on here. That's why another reason why I was late. Um, because I have not. This is why I haven't also figured out my schedule. I'm really trying to, block my life and whatnot, and figure out a regular time. But I have evening engagements right now on a regular basis that I can't reschedule. They involve other people in some of my volunteer engagements and things that I'm in like elected positions for that I signed up for this. So since I committed to it, I at least need to show up. But I also committed to this. So I'm like, I'm gonna show up for myself tonight as well. And it does feel really good to be 5 days out of I'm formally committing to 30 straight days, like we've discussed. But I really, really want to push to the 90. And it does get a little bit easier each time. So, oh my God, now you really sound like my mom, Marlene. Definitely let me get off of here. Alicia's not, Alicia's not getting brewed up in 2024, y'all. I don't. The thing I've decided to be in a relationship with in 2024 is my YouTube channel. We're gonna, my YouTube channel and I this year, we're getting engaged. Okay, that's how serious this relationship is about to get. But that's it, and that's all. That's all I have time and space for. All right, it's really time to end this stream, though. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down this road and back again. Your heart is true, and you are pals and my confidants. Because Marlene, I'm gonna hit you up separately so you can give me that certain age. Good night, y'all. Dawn, you have my Insta if you really do want to chat, because I will probably be up still for a little bit. But I'm first about to call my mom back. All right. Talk to y'all later.